Hey there, my name is Lisa Nickel, and welcome to the Sacred and Rooted podcast. On this podcast, we explore a wide range of topics from how to deepen your connection with the divine to how to make your day to day life feel more meaningful and joyful. Through mindset, spirituality, cyclical living, and my personal favorite, meditation, my wish for you is that you live a life you are excited about on a soul level, where you feel grounded, divinely powerful, and most of all, free to be authentically you. I hope you enjoy the show. The music for my podcast is created by my beautiful sister, Sarah Russell. Her contact info is in the show notes. Hey, it's Lisa. Welcome. Welcome back to the listeners who are always here, and welcome the new ones. This is a special podcast. It's going to be dedicated to my sister, Sarah, who is running on a backyard ultra at Keji National Park on Saturday. And so I'm recording this Thursday evening, and I'll be flying out there tomorrow morning, and she will begin her run on Saturday morning. I think it starts at 9 a.m. Atlantic time. So this podcast is hopefully going to inspire you to do things that maybe at first glance seem incredibly impossible or, like a huge mountain to climb. Um, because I have to say that no matter how the race turns out, honestly, this weekend, um, all of the things that my sister has learned and gone through and experienced and kind of met the moment for through her, uh, like all the runs she's been doing and all the training and all of the everything, all the mindset, all the food, all the body of just everything. Um, it's been so excellent to watch and see her, and it's been such an inspiration. And so, yeah, I'm just really proud of her, no matter how the weekend goes. And I actually, if my gut has if my gut's right, and sometimes it's hard when you're thinking of family members because you're close to them, so it's hard to be completely unemotional about it. But yeah, I feel like she'll be running until Monday, which sounds probably like a lot for most people, but for people that run backyard ultras, there's some of them can run like a lot. And so if you're listening to me thinking, I don't even know what a backyard ultra is, because I honestly didn't know anything about it until a couple years ago when she started running them. Uh, it's If I get this correct, you might want to Google this just to verify my facts. But basically, it's an ultra marathon, which is, I guess in other countries and maybe in Canada too. When you run an ultra distance race, it can be like hundreds of kilometers or hundreds of miles. Um, they call it a backyard ultra because you aren't running like a linear distance, like from one tip to Nova Scotia to another or something. You're running in a loop, and every hour you do one loop, and you have to finish it in an hour or you're disqualified. And the loop is this is where I'm not totally sure. I think it's 6.6 miles or kilometers. That's where I'm not sure. But whatever it is, I think it's 6.6 kilometers. And then it's 100 kilometers and 100 miles, sorry, in 24 hours. Sorry for the conversion change in units and stuff, but the guy who started it is from the States, so it sort of started off with, which is why I think it's 6.6 or whatever kilometers, because I think it might be 5 miles. I'm not sure. But anyways, the loop is something like that. And you finish it in an hour and then or less. And so then if you have extra time in that 1 hour, then you can go put your feet up, take a little quick 10-minute nap, grab a snack, get your feet rubbed, whatever. Um, and then you start again. So there's like every hour on the hour, there's like a bell that's like, okay, next loop, next loop, next loop. And I think the world record is held by a guy who ran 118 of these loops, which is, I'm not sure how many kilometers or miles, but it's, if you run 24 loops, I mean, geez, you can just do the math on how many days that would be of running. Because let me remind you, there's 24 hours in a day. So if you're in the hundreds, you're running over like 4 days. And that seems phenomenal. But the more I get into it and listen to podcasts and read, books on it, because I've been doing that, I'm going this weekend not just to cheer my sister on, but also to be one of her crew, which is basically, it's just gonna be like me handing her snacks, rubbing her feet, kind of trying to vibrate out whatever muscle spasm she has, and just generally maintain her physical health so that she can just focus on the zone of running expertise. So it's quite, what is it? It's like not just a mental exercise, not just a physical, it's both together, which makes it so amazing and such a huge, like, it's almost like a mastery of not only if both things, your physical body, your spirit, your mindset, because if any one of those goes, like you're never gonna be able to run as far as you would like. And so yeah, and two of my other two sisters, I only have three sisters. That's a good enough amount. The other two are running as well, and so I don't want to discount that either. But yeah, my one sister is quite a bit of a longer distance runner than the other two, and so I'll be cheering them all on, but the other two will be helping me crew um Sarah in like for the weekend or for the till Monday, I'm assuming. If she will run that far, I'm quite sure of it. Um So yeah, so that long story short, she's been, working on this. She's the commitment. I guess the point of this podcast and the point of airing it is one is almost like a community prayer group where it's like, okay, so think of her, send her vibes, send her body like, extra healing energy, send her peace of mind, send her whatever you think will help to just love on her while she's doing this extraordinary physical feat and mental feat as well. So that's part of it. So yeah, think of her Saturday, Sunday, Monday, tomorrow, whatever, and just send her some vibes, some love vibes, and she'll feel it, and it'll be, I think, an extra boost to what she's already got going on because she has been working hard on this, and I think that's the other reason, not to just ask for your thoughts and prayers and healthy, awesome love vibes for her, uh, but two, for everybody, anyone who, all of us have points in our lives where we're trying something new or we want to maybe step out in a different direction or try something even more advanced than we have been doing already. And sometimes the first thought is like, like this is a lot. This is going to be a lot. Like, can I really do this? Like, what am I getting into here? And so I just want to commend the commitment that she's had over the last year and more than just this year, but the last year she's been focusing on this run in particular. Um, because the race part, and this is just a analogy for any kind of performance or like completion of something, maybe you write a book and you publish it. Maybe you act as, you're a singer or a pianist or in a band and you're working on a song and you working on it. And then finally you perform it. And it's like the performance feels like, um, like highlight, I guess. But I do want to really reinforce that it's the journey that really shows you what you're made of. Because at any given point in the journey to get to the performance or the, grand finale or however you want to think of it, the publishing of something, um, it's that commitment and dedication and devotion to whatever it is for you, um, that really, really shows the kind of, um, what you're made of and how serious you are about whatever your goal is. And like, do you really want it? And are you just kind of, do you want just like the accolades? Do you just want to do it almost for ego reasons? Or do you really want to do it like your soul, you're like in it and you're, no matter what kind of crap gets thrown your way, because the universe always, wants to challenge us. It's almost like if you say this is something you want, the first thing that's it's going to come back with is, something along the lines of, are you sure? And so, it chucks a roadblock, it chucks whatever, something where you're like, oh God, this is going to be hard, or this is a lot. Like, I am really going to have to like commit, dedicate, and just no matter what, get these things done, right? Um, and so that's really where those lessons or those like experiences and all of the hurdles and all of the different things that are all behind the scenes, like no one else really sees that part, and it's the juiciest like spiritual nuggets, life lessons, all that stuff. It's all done in the background. Like nobody's at that point, there's hardly anyone cheering you on or saying good job, keep going. Like obviously hopefully your friends are hopefully you have family, chosen family that are like, okay, yeah, you've got this. Keep on it. You can do it. But it's not the same thing as the kind of the grand finale piece where it's like you've come all this way and now ta-da, here it is. Which is when it's more of a public experience, I guess you could say. So I would just like to encourage you. This podcast is for sure a giant encouragement to get after whatever you want to. Um, we are not here for as long as we maybe would like. And even if we are here till we're 100, that seems like it's going to go by in a flash at this rate. And so just to really do it. Like there's a quote I have on the fridge and it's, you can decide to do something or you can decide not to do it, but either way, the time will pass. And so you might as well fill your life with something that you can devote yourself to and really commit and really feel the whole experience of it and learn and, the highs and the lows of like the ups and the downs of it all. It forms you. It allow it to move you and change you and it'll just make you such a it'll deepen your compassion for others. It'll deepen your compassion for yourself because you have to give yourself a lot of compassion to just not just beat yourself up all the time about anything that you are learning or figuring out or tripping up and then you do it better next time. Um, there's so many, it's so worth the journey. And so I just want to express and cheer you on and say, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Don't hesitate. Don't like you can totally do it. Everything you can break down into little bits and pieces and simple steps and just one after the other until you get to, the grand finale or the whatever it is for you. Kind of like the performance of it all. And that's just like the icing on or the cherry on the cake, it's and it'll certainly challenge you on its own, in its own right, but you've already taken all the lessons and like allowed them to mold you into somebody who can actually do the thing that you want to do. And that's the beauty of it. It's like you might have a dream in your heart or like something you're like, yeah, I'd love to try that and or do it. And I just, I don't have time for the lessons or I don't have time for the practice or whatever it is. And um just 1 week at a time and you can get anywhere that your heart desires. And so to just give it a go, like be bold, do the thing that seems to be on your heart that maybe you talk yourself out of, and then you kind of think, yeah, maybe I should do that. And then you kind of, something happens in your life, you get too busy, you get something else to spend some time doing, and you kind of put that off, and then it comes back around. Something that you just, it's not quite letting go, it's not something that will quite shake off, then that's the thing. Do it. Give it a go. And even no matter what happens, the commitment, the experience of it is going to be, it'll change your life. It'll change all sorts of parts of your life that have nothing to do with the thing that you're, you know, working on, trying, practicing, learning, whatever it may be, right? And it'll be spectacular. And you will never regret it because it's what else are we here for, right? If we're not here for just trying shit and having fun and seeing how far, like that's the thing. It's like pushing ourselves to an edge. And like, where are your edges? And are they a permanent edge or can you go past that? Like, what is the limit? And it's always, I think that's why we find it so like just it's so interesting to watch high level sports folks or ex- I don't want to say extreme sports, but like just people that are out there doing things that are almost like, wow, is that really possible? And then they do it and it's like, yeah. And then it's funny how once someone breaks a record or someone does something new, then it's like a whole bunch of other people do it all of a sudden because it gives the everyone else permission. Like all of a sudden the bar for like, wow, that I don't know if we can do that, is raised to a new level because if someone can do it, then other people can do it. And that's just, it's very inspiring. So whatever it is for you in your life, yeah, here's the podcast to just give it a go. And if you need to listen to this a few times, and I think what I'm gonna do is do a follow-up podcast after the weekend. Because even though I'm just crewing and I'm not running, like I find running just not enjoyable at all. I like to do different other sports in less like yeah, and much less distance, that's for sure. But it does feel like the weekend is some kind of really immense portal, even for me. And I think it's going to be because I'll be in such close relationship with all of my sisters, but after the first day, Sarah, who will be running like the longest distance, and just that, I think, on a spiritual level or on a relational level and an inspirational level, will change me and inspire me to just be bigger, bolder. Just do it. Like with the excuses, quit with whatever, you talk yourself out of, just give her. Because my God, if she can commit to this, do this, and it's like that's way, way harder than any or more demanding, I would like not maybe not, I don't know, however you want to think of the words, but more demanding physically and mentally than anything that I'm considering doing, I think. And so what, like I have no more excuses then, right? And so it is inspiring to see somebody really go beyond their edge and succeed. And then what does that mean for me? Like, even though I don't have any dream, not even an iota of a dream to run some distance or anything. But when you can see that someone else does something like that, then you can also say, like, oh, okay, maybe I can do that with like this book I'm writing, or I can do that with my online business or anything that I'm kind of aiming towards. Then all of a sudden it's like, just Get on with it. Don't talk yourself out. Don't let your mom talk yourself out of it. Don't let society like, and that's the other thing too is there's not like our society at this point is a little bit instantaneous, that like the patience that people have for sticking with something through the long haul, hard times, good times, all the times, seems to be maybe like waning a little bit. And so it is something where it's like the the hardest, most what am I trying to say? The most proud I've ever been of myself are in the moments where I look back and I think, wow, that was actually really difficult. I wasn't sure I was going to get through it, but I did it. And I'm like, I'm fucking really proud of myself. And I'm sure that will be for my sister as well. And for all of you who, whatever, know, however that shows up for you in your life and whatever you're looking at or looking back at, it's never the simple stuff or the thing that you can do in 5 minutes or the thing you can get in 5 minutes. It's the stuff where you really have to devote yourself to something and commit to it and like show up for it on the days you don't feel like it, on the days you do feel like it. Just like there's no you can't just, I don't feel like it today, so I'm not gonna do it, and tomorrow maybe, maybe not. You just, it's like you do it. You do it. You show up, you show up, you show up. Anyway, so that is the podcast in a nutshell. I just did want to kind of send this out into the ethers, and whoever's listening, send my sister some cheers, some good luck, some way to go. You can totally do it. Go girl, whatever you want to send that out to the ethers. We'll be in Nova Scotia, in the middle of Nova Scotia, running their backyard ultra, not mine. I'll be the crew. I'll be in the tent, just making sure everyone has snacks and clean socks and all that stuff. And meeting whoever else is around, because there's quite a kind of motley crew of runners and supporters and crew people, and it's gonna be pretty fun. And it's out in the woods, so it's in the national park, and it's a beautiful spot. So I'm actually really gonna enjoy the being in the woods, being in nature. Uh, and maybe I'll be a little sleep deprived, but no matter what, I won't be as tired as my sister. So I don't have too much to complain about there. And then my wise self did also take the day off, the day after I'm back so that I can just sleep in, totally be quiet and just have the time to myself because it'll be a lot of peopling on the weekend, and so I will need some kind of like integration time or like just yeah, integration and rest time. So yeah, send her all the luck, and I'll be back with a follow-up episode to just I'm positive, I just have such a feeling that this weekend is going to be immense. And so yeah, I'll do a follow-up and just kind of have some, probably some whatever inspiration I've taken from it, or little situations that come up where it's like, okay, here's kind of something that we can take into our lives in other senses, and then use them as tools to manage stress better, to be more patient, to be more compassionate with ourselves, to whatever mindset tools. Um, because that's one thing we talked about a bit, is mindset. Because when you like I teach meditation, so I love mindset. It's totally my jam. But when you get into a scenario where you are running and running and running for like a long period of time, it's almost, we've talked about boredom, where it's almost like you've done it enough. So your mind starts chattering like, okay, we're good. Like, let's get on to something else or whatever. And so it's crazy the way that it's such a mastery of being in the present moment, to be able to just stick with the program for such a long time, like such a length of time where um where you are overriding your mind's like your monkey mind where it's gonna just be like, okay, I think we can, why don't we go to sleep now? Why don't we just sit back and put our feet up and why are we doing this again? And like you would just, and so you have to overcome all of the mental chatter and just focus on the trees, the trees, Mother Nature, the sun, the moon, whatever time of day it is, or daydream or space right out and I don't know, dream up your next 5 years of life while you're running. But there's all of that stuff that is not even a physical, training. It's a mental training and yeah, and it's such a combination. Like it's a beautiful duo of the whole. Like, it's like the full Monty. I don't even know if that's the right way to use that word, but it's like the whole enchilada, Like, it's your body needs to be in tip-top shape, and she's trained the crap out of her. Like, she's really trained so much, and so I feel like the body, it's gonna know how to do it. It's got the muscle memory. It's all that's good. Uh, and then the mindset is excellent too, but it's like, so it's just to balance those over hours and over days is just going to be such an incredible experience, even for me, as far as like, how can I best support her? How can I just sense or be aware of like what's going on for her? And then I know what we have in our kind of tent area. And so it's like, okay, let's try this, let's do that, let's whatever. And then to just somehow pull out the inspiration when it's most needed so that like how what moves her as far as like okay if you're feeling down about something and you're kind of like this is getting to be too long or I'm so tired like I don't know if I can do another loop kind of thing. What can someone say that'll really kind of get you back into that? Like, okay, yeah, I got one more loop in me, no problem. And then you just keep saying that, like, just one more. And then you've done like 3 days of it or something like that. So that is the journey. And that is kind of, yeah, I'm really excited about it in a different way than I am about a lot of other things. So I think the context is going to be fun because it's also just totally different than my regular day-to-day life. Like I don't hang out with like ultra runners. I think my sisters are the only ones I know that really run like kind of like a longish distance. Um, and then my sister Sarah, who's really taken it on like a whole nother level. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting on all the ways. And then Nova Scotia's just beautiful, so that's always a nice change of scene. And the ocean, maybe I'll get a peek at it at some point. We'll see how it goes, but we're gonna be in the middle of Nova Scotia, so it'll be more like lakes and streams and rivers. Um, but the fresh air, this like it's just the nice East Coast air is so good. So yeah, and the weather looks awesome, which is gonna be that's a great start no matter what, because yeah, having it like coolish. It's like I think it's late low 20s. So it'll be warmish, but not too hot, not too cold, just pretty much right on there. And I don't think if there's any rain forecast, it's just a little bit, I think on maybe Sunday. But that'll probably just be enough to change it up a bit for variety and not like super soaker event or any kind of thing like that. So it'll all be good. Anyway, that's it for me. I will see you next time and send my sister all the love you can over the weekend, tomorrow in advance, and even later after that while she's recovering because her muscles are going to need some loving after that. Wow, lots of baths with Epsom salts and stuff. Oh, and if you are a runner or if you have little tips for quick recovery or something that's really helped you, it's hit reply or send me an email and just say whatever it is. I'd love to hear about it because we've been gathering all of the little like healing and tricks and supplies, and so tomorrow when we fly in, we'll be getting some more, and then we'll head out to the park and get ready to go. All right. Thanks very much for joining. I hope you are inspired to give whatever you have on your heart a go and just give her and do it for just doing its sake. It's just a beautiful thing to be a human and experience being a human in different scenarios and different stressors and different ways to see like really who are you and what are you made of, and when stuff gets tough, who shows up, and when stuff is easy, who shows up, like what are you, who are you in all different scenarios, and just it's really a giant experiment in getting to know your soul on a deeper level, like the deepest level. And then as you get to know it more deeply, you are just naturally called to express it more authentically and in any scenario. And it's just such a beautiful journey. All right, I will see you after the big weekend, and I will let you know how it went. It's going to be awesome. Take care, and I will see you next time.